Taurus.
Hello everyone, it is a new month and it's good to see you here as always. And before we start today, I would just like to thank you all for sharing. Our site is growing and I totally appreciate that, and all your comments, your feedback, your emails. Even though I may not have time to go in and respond to all of them, I do read them, so thank you for that. Now, also before we proceed, I have created a little tune which is for healing, and that in mind I have those that went down on the Malaysian jet, those who crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, and for their family members who have lost their loved ones, also the ferry boat that capsized with all those children in it. And most of us, we are mothers, you know, and as females, even for those of you who have no children, we are natural born healers. It's within our natures. And don't get me wrong, I also have a good percentage of you men too, so you're absolutely welcome to participate. But I would like to ask you to take a moment to listen to this, and while you close your eyes and allow your hearts to open and send forth that healing energy, both to those who have departed, but also to those family members who are left back, and the hurt that they're feeling. So I thought I'd do this month. You'll find a button so you can just click through, listen, and then come back, and we shall see what's up for you here now this month. Hello Taurus, this is your forecast for June, and it starts out beautifully. And you know why? Well, you've got Venus, your ruler, in that first house. And whenever females have their Venus in that first house rising, this is when you are at the most attractive. All right, for those of you lucky to have it in your birth chart, you have it lifelong, right? And for the rest of us, we get this transit once a year. Right now, it's your turn to have it. You are blossoming, you are radiant, you're the goddess right now, and people will comment on that with you. It's like complexion is different, your eyes are different, and so enjoy this month. It's going to be absolutely beautiful for you. The sun is in your second house. This is a month for you to look at your income, money streams, crunch those numbers, maybe have like a brainstorming of how you can improve your financial situation. The sun is going to be quite helpful here, and also you're going to have a little bit extra help because Mercury goes retrograde this month, and so for you it's like it has moved into that third house, into Gemini, but on the 18th it is going to move right smack back into that house, so you can finalize or wrap up something that you probably weren't too happy with here, maybe, you know, a few months ago. Sometimes retrogrades do work for us. It gives us second chances to go back and refix, retune, and so forth. So it's not always a bad thing. The only thing we want to be careful with is when we're purchasing new things, especially expensive things, new cars and new appliances and so forth. They may not be all on the up and up. They might be faulty, and then you've got to go through the process of having to exchange them. So it will retrograde on the 7th of June in your third house, but the 18th back into that financial house. The sun will still be there, and so both of them together are really going to put things on the map for you, how you can tweak and improve your financial situation. So good financial month for you, Taurus, and I know that's so important for you. It's always, you know, about your security and the value and the money that you hold, right? So great time. You get this visit once a year with the sun in this area, so make it work for you. Then we have the new moon in your third house. The new moon is going to be on the 27th. Third house, communication, travel, journey, short distance traveling. And so your intentions this month too should be placed in this area. And intentions are what we promise ourselves, how we can create affirmations, right? So the affirmations would be that I promise myself to get out and about a little bit more, to get out of town, even if it's just a day trip, so I can go and replenish thoughts. You know, the third house is all our mental stimulation and how we think. And if we're always cooped up in the same place, it's like we can hear our thoughts bouncing off the walls, going nowhere, right? Because we get all the echoes. So just getting in the car and driving will allow you through the vistas that you see to open up your mind on higher levels so you can draw down on some new inspiration, okay? So make that your intention here for this month. But it's also the area of communication, so you will find that things are going to be quite talkative this month. You have Jupiter in this area of the third house, so with that new moon, it's going to spark that Jupiter, now that Jupiter is direct too, to actually want to travel. Third house is short distance, the neighboring city, the next state or something. Jupiter is more the long distance, foreign countries type of travel. So you might just feel that you might get a little urge to, you know, book a trip to Machu Picchu or to Stonehenge or some exotic place there, and why not? But it would be a place of healing because it's the sign of Cancer, right? So Mars is 6th house. You're still working on getting your life together as far as streamlining your day-to-day routines. Probably now you can start seeing how it's coming together for you. This Grand Cross, Mars has been a part of that, where you've been between a rock and a hard place, needed to make some major decisions, the awakener of the new energies and the portals that you're now opening up, where Mars now can behoove you, where you can see that you can get more out of your daily life by getting into positive, constructive daily routines. So now that Mars is on the onward march, you will align with it and you will be happy to see what it's doing for you. Then again, we still have, you know, Saturn touring your 7th house for committed relationships and marriages and any one-on-one close interactions with others. There's still a little bit of heaviness going on there. Saturn now is going to be moving forward here from next month, July 21st, so you're at the end of that 5-month now retrograde, okay? So you got a few more weeks to kind of wrap it up till you get there next month, but then you'll start seeing that this area is going to start lifting and rising and improving for you. So, you know, it's always the end of the journey where you might be the most tired, but it's also the end of the journey which becomes the most important. This is when you're wrapping up and completing those things, so yeah, pay attention to it. The full moon, 8th house for you, that is money that you hold with your partner. It could be alimonies, investments, insurance companies, it can be royalties and commissions. The full moon here in this area shows that you can come to harvest something, all right? And the full moon this month here will be on the 13th. So, you know, give it a day prior, the day itself, the 13th, and then give it the 14th. Those 3 days are going to be quite important for you and give you the extra oomph to give it all of your attention that is required and needed in this area. If you're looking for a loan, this might be a good time here that you might get some good feedback and response. So let's take a look at what is going on here from top of the month. Venus and Neptune, which is love and romance. Great day for it, or great evening, should I say. Venus ruling love, and Neptune is the higher love, the more the cosmic love, the union between spirits, which is really fine-tuning those spiritual bonds between you. So a romantic evening is in its place here on the 4th. On the 6th, expect perhaps something of the unexpected. This is the Sun. and the Sun is you, and Uranus here is what can come at you. But it should be a good surprise, not a negative surprise. And it could be financial because the Sun is in that second house for finances. Your Uranus is in the 12th house. So, you know, is this a surprise that would come externally, you know, from someone to you? Or is this a surprise of you with a flash of intuition, inspiration, maybe brainstorming something, coming up with a fantastic idea of how you can improve your money? It could be because that Uranus is in the 12th house, which is working here on your higher consciousness. All right, so great day for that. Make notes on the 6th. Then we have Mercury going into retrograde on the 7th. Okay, so from the 7th until July 1st, try to avoid any kind of signatures, signing any papers, just because we don't want to have it turn around on us again. And you can expect maybe some delays too. Everything can slow down under a retrograde. Now on the 8th, another emotional, romantic day, and this is more physical, I'd like to say too, because it's Venus and Pluto now, and it's trine. Whereas we had Venus and Neptune, that's the higher loftiness, you know, of sharing and bonding and maybe communicating those feelings of love. But when we have Venus and Pluto, it's more the physical sharing of love and passion, and also just communing and healing also on the 8th. Great day for it. And you can also see, perhaps on a different note, where Venus rules money, well, this should be a very good money day as well. Then we have Neptune, and Neptune is going to go retrograde on the 9th, and this will be with you here for many months to come. It's in the area of the 11th house, so that's your hopes, dreams, and wishes. And what happens when Neptune goes retrograde is, Neptune is like the little echo, the canyon of echoes that keep repeating in our mind when you hear that. So the past is coming in, some portion of the past, and the area in your chart is the 11th house, so you might just have visions. It also rules visions, okay? Especially for those of you who are more psychically or clairvoyantly attuned, you might receive some visions that connects you to the past and will trigger maybe some of these dreams that you never got to do back then. But then this would be a time where it kind of channels through, comes back into being now, that you can take action upon in a few months from now. So pay attention to those too. 12th and 14th, between these 2 days, we have energy, and you know, every month has like some days that we got to be a little bit more alert, and we want to be alert on not overacting or overreacting. We have a toughie here between Venus and Saturn, so it might be for you here between you and your partner, Venus in the 1st house, Saturn in that 7th house. And what that has to do with is what you believe, you know, and what you feel is right. Saturn is a little stubborn here. You're hanging on to your values on the one end, and then your partner might be a little cold, perhaps. It feels cold when Venus is this far away from Saturn. And so you might have to stand your ground a little bit more. On the 14th, might just flare up to a disagreement. Mars and Pluto are squaring each other. That's friction, okay? Mars is dynamite and Pluto is, like I always like to say, nuclear. So when they're disagreeing, and we're talking about Venus here as far as money, well, you know how a situation can go with that. And then you have Saturn, which is in the mix. So do what you have to do, but since you're forewarned, you can start thinking ahead here, maybe a few weeks before the 12th and the 14th comes up, so that you can lay the grounds in the best possible way so that you can avoid conflict and come out on top, right? That's why we have astrology. A Mercury retrograde is going to move out of your out of your 3rd, back into your financial house on the 17th. And how dually is that? Back into the financial house after you just had this very big financial discussion going on with your partner. So you're going to be looking back over things, papers, documents, and so forth. It will help you to get on track, to find new insights here that's going to behoove you, you know, in not just weeks, but months to come. So, yeah, do a great job. And then, you know, pat yourself on the back here once you get to the 18th, because it looks like you've settled what you needed to settle. You feel happy and confident about it. When I say it, it is the money issue. Venus and Jupiter here in sextile. So it's like you've been able to hang on to what you knew was important to you, and Jupiter's going to open that door and be abundant with you. Okay, this is why I'm seeing you're going to come out on top. And Jupiter here is in this third house of communication, so it's helping you to communicate your needs in this, to stand your ground. Jupiter also rules what is fair and just and truth. So if something hasn't been truthful earlier, this is going to give you the shot to set it right. So moving on here to the 20th, another good communication day. This is also in your financial sector, happening in your second house. So you could see the trend this month here, Taurus, but it's a trend that you know how to do. You're so good about this area in your life. So you should be on top all month, I feel. For whatever would be thrown your way, you would be able to tackle it. Venus is going to move into your second house, so even more money matters. Venus rules money. It's your ruler, moving into the second house, which it rules. So here it is double whammy for you, and it's joining the crowd of the Sun and Mercury as well. So from the 23rd onwards throughout the rest of the month, into next month as well, you'll come to see that money is going to come to you. You might be spending money because money, sorry, the camera shut down on me. So yeah, so money also does go out when you have Venus in this area, but it also easier comes to you. So whatever it is, new ideas, there's a trine to Neptune, so try to think how you can expand your income through the areas of groups, okay? Because Neptune, which it's trining, is in the area of hopes and dreams, but also groups and networks, social networking. Maybe you can find something to do with a group that can enhance your income. Yeah, so I think pretty much we covered it all here for you. We got the full moon here, I said, in the 8th house. That's on the 13th, new moon on the 27th. So listen, Taurus, as always, great to talk to you and share with you. And thank you for sharing and your comments and feedback. I always appreciate that. And yes, do go listen to your moon and your rising sign. I'll see you next month. All right? Bye now.